Oh,
Yeah,
there
give
you
me 2 seconds. Ready?
Yep. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Board of Ed meeting. At this point, I'd like to ask the Board Secretary to take the roll, please.
Dr. Cordolino? Here. Mr. Daughtry?
Here.
Mrs. Spano?
Here.
Dr. Mudrak?
Here.
Mr. O'Brien?
Here.
Mr. Rappaport?
Here.
Ms. Zuckerman?
Here.
Mr. Palma?
Here.
Mr. Grau?
Here.
Mr. Joe?
I see him. I see he's there.
Ms. Rossinow?
Here.
All right, flag salute, please.
Hello.
Hello, Jeff. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands,
which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Exactly.
The open public meeting notice, please, continue.
The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice and to attend meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with provision of the Act, the Montville Township Board of Education provided a public notice of this meeting, which included the time, date, and location that was posted at the Montville Township Municipal Building, all Montville Public Schools, the Montville Public Library, the Montville Township Board of Education Administrative Office Building, the district website, and advertised in the Daily Record, the board's official newspaper, on October 9th, 2020.
Thank you, Katine. Student reps, why don't we start with Natalie tonight?
Hi, yes, I'm going to start with the athletic, past and future athletic events. So I'm just going to quickly go through the different fall sports. So boys soccer, they have a record of 7 wins and 2 ties, so they're still undefeated, including conference wins over Mendham, Chatham, and Morristown. They tied Del Barton, who is number 7 team in the state at the time. They are currently ranked number 12 in the state, and their next game is Friday at home versus West Morris. The football team has a record of 2 wins and 2 losses, including wins over Chatham and Mendham, and their next game is Friday versus West Essex. Field hockey has a record of 3-4, including an upset win of 4-2 over number 15 in the state, West Morris, and a win over Mendham, which was the first time MTHS field hockey beat Mendham in at least 10 years. And their next game is Wednesday, tomorrow, versus Chatham. Girls soccer has a record of 1-6, and their next game is Friday versus West Morris home. Girls tennis has a current record of 4-5, including wins over West Morris and Morristown. And this week is the state sectional tournament with a win in advance bracket. The Mustangs are seeded at number 5, and they will play number 1 seed Mendham on Thursday. Cross country, Maya Ganguly placed in the top 20 in October 24th girls varsity race at the Garrett Invitational. And lastly, the Mustangs of the week in the past month have included junior Danny Gologorski, who runs cross country, senior Blaine Frank, who is the captain and quarterback of the football team, and sophomore Patrick Ferrari from the boys soccer team.
And,
Thank you very much, Natalie.
In terms of
Thank
other
you very
news,
much. Okay, Elliot, go.
in terms of other news, on Thursday, October 22nd, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy called Mr. Buchko over the phone to congratulate him on being named 2020-2021 Morris County Teacher of the Year. So, congratulations to him. Due to the ambiguity of sports season this year, the Yearbook Club has requested senior student athletes to send any throwback or younger photos of them playing the sport that they're playing right now. 4 MTHS seniors, Nikhil Ganesh, Dylan Luhana, Viank Minyar, and Maria Pera, have been awarded speech and debate academic All-American for more than 141,000 student members of the National Speech and Debate Association. Fewer than 1% earn this award. This award recognizes academics, competitive speech and debate success, and personal excellence. And the National Honor Society has announced that tutoring is now open for all high school students. Tutors will be available 1 to 2 p.m. every day after school on Google Meet, except on Wednesdays. And in terms of like future events, Thursday, October 29th, students will be taking the PSAT, in which students can qualify for the National Merit Scholarship Program. On Election Day, which is November 3rd, and it's on a Tuesday, school will be all virtual. Students in Cohort B will then attend an in-person on Wednesday, November 4th, for those who signed up. Woodmont PTA is offering a scholarship to a student who went to Woodmont Elementary School, giving opportunities for seniors who plan to go to college next year. This application is due March 5th, and the Montville Township Fire Department is also offering a scholarship to a member of the class of 2021, and this application is also due on March 5th. And lastly, on November 9th, there are senior portrait makeups for those who missed their appointments for senior pictures. And that's all we have for our report.
Thank you very much, Elliot, and thank you, Natalie.
You're
Any
welcome. Thank
questions?
you.
Any questions? Keep up the good work, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Superintendent's report, Renee?
I just wanted to provide a quick update. At the last meeting, we had some extensive discussion with regard to a recommendation to change our healthcare carriers. And for obviously the teachers, no, because I had sent direct communications for any of the members of the public who were listening in on that meeting. I have withdrawn that recommendation, and the district will be remaining with the state health benefits program. I did include on the agenda a link to the update for the first quarter on the district goals. I will not go through all of that information line by line. Obviously, goal area 1 was our school reopening. That goal has largely been achieved. Our goal areas in terms of curriculum review and student achievement in science are getting underway. And our 4th goal area in terms of facilities, those referendum and ESIP projects that were in progress during the summer, have, gone according to course for the most part. And I want to thank Mrs. Slunt and Mr. Toth for all of their additional efforts in making sure that those projects run smoothly. I do want to turn things over to Dr. Shorter. Each year, we're running a little bit late this year because sometimes this report actually happens in the August or early September timeframe. But we typically have the required reporting to the board on the self-assessment for determining grades. That has to do with our harassment, intimidation, and bullying, the implementation of the Anti-Bullying Bill of Rights Act. So I'll turn things over to Dr. Shorter.
I'm sorry, Renee, I don't have that available right now.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I can definitely do that the next meeting.
Okay. We did receive, that information. The district continues to score very well on those indicators. Each of the schools does provide that information with regard to training and other strategies that they use to mitigate HIB activities within their buildings. So we will have that detail for you at the next meeting.
Just a question, Renee.
Mm-hmm.
I know you went over the district goals. One of the board goals was to become a master board, and I know that, what's her name, Charlene?
Charlene?
I don't know what her plans are. I don't know if that's on hold because of pandemics or are we moving on? If you can follow, I'd appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
That concludes my report.
Okay. Business Administrator's report.
No report.
Thank you. Committee reports. Finance and Facilities, Karen.
We did not meet since the last meeting.
Curriculum, Mike Palmer. Mike Palmer. Mike Palmer.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. No report.
Michelle Zuckerman, Communications.
Yes, we did meet last Tuesday, the 20th. We got updates on several different areas of the district. We talked about the website. We're in the second year of the new district website, and in the spring, we released the mobile app. The mobile app has enabled the district to push communications, additional communications to parents. There was some feedback initially with the website. People may have struggled to find things, but by and large, it's been updated as we've gone along. People have learned to use things like the search buttons, and it enables the district to really keep information consistent. We have a lot of information with the 7 schools, and there really has been positive feedback, and it's much easier to administer and keep all the information updated on our end. We spoke about the implementation of Schoology. Really, it was a very fortuitous thing that Renee led us into doing last September. It enabled the district. It was really key to being able to do a lot of the things we're able to do in today's virtual world. There was a learning curve, teachers as it was new, but just students and everyone who's been using it. By and large, we've come a long way. It's really working very well. They're also using tools such as Google Meet. We have really a ton of technological tools that are being used effectively by both teachers, administration, and students to help us do what we're able to do. In addition, we implemented Class Link in September, this past September, which really, I know in the spring, we talked about there were issues with parents being able to get into Schoology, and once they implemented Class Link, that really have resolved it. Some interesting statistics. Since September 1st, there have been 115,000 launches through ClassLink, and staff have spent 2,442 hours actively using the programs. The district also has just completed its transition to Gmail for district email access, and now everything's on a single email system, which enhances our cybersecurity. It makes things easier to administrate there as well. We also spoke about the effective use of district social media accounts. Both Austin Thompson and Sue Marinello were at the meeting, and just a big kudos to both of them for all the work and their teams and what they're doing in terms of getting communication out on all these platforms and keeping us going in this technological world. So thanks to everybody.
Thank you, Michelle. Safety and security, Mr. O'Brien? Mike O'Brien?
He's muted.
No report.
Okay. Liaisons, New Jersey School Boards, Karen?
Thank you, Charlie. So as you all know, last week, New Jersey School Boards hosted their annual workshop virtually. And it was a bit of a different experience, but nevertheless, New Jersey School Boards did an extraordinary job in providing wonderful programming. I attended maybe 9 programs over the 3 days in all sorts of categories. They also had keynote speakers every day, and they had night events which highlighted students. They had esports, they had a student film showcase, they had student arts and education. They had a virtual floor, exhibit floor, where there were live people who you could interact with virtually. And it was terrific. I was able to listen to some programming while I was at work, actually. And I just would like to compliment them on their hard work in pulling this off in a during a very difficult time. So thank you, New Jersey School Boards. Thank you for all the programming, and just thank you for a wonderful job. I hope some of you were able to sign on, and the programming is all recorded. It'll be on the New Jersey School Board website for the next year. So anything that you would have an interest in, you just have to go to the website and join. So thank you.
And thank you, Karen, for being one of the officers on the New Jersey School Boards Association and for keeping us updated on all of the programs that they're running, especially these school board, the virtual ones for the convention. School board, Morris County School Boards, Mike O'Brien?
I was not able to log into the meeting, last meeting.
Hmm.
Okay, so I have no report.
Educational Services, Mr. Rappaport?
Yes, we met on October 14th, and it was a short meeting, but the opening of the schools went well and is still going well. They're also going to have additional students have requested to return from virtual learning to in-person learning. And so the logistics of getting that set up is in progress. And by November 2nd, they hopefully have everyone except for, I think, 2 or 3 students who are going to stay on virtual. Everyone else is going to be in the school. In addition, because things are going well, they are evaluating whether to increase the hours that they can teach from 4 hours to 5 hours per day. Just as long as the logistics of that can work out and everyone's still comfortable with it, that's how they're going to proceed, hopefully starting in November. The other interesting news is that the ESC of Middlesex County was able to get a piece of legislation through the state of New Jersey where they can buy their building for the sum of $1. So Dr. Velarde is pursuing what we can do in Morris County to do the same thing to buy our school for a similar amount. Apparently they consider the school as surplus buildings, and so then that's how they can get sell it for $1. And that's it. That's the report for today.
Thank you very much, Michael. Drug awareness, Mr. Palmer?
No report.
Athletic boosters, Mr. O'Brien? Mike Mustang?
Mike, you're muted.
You're muted, Mike.
The report
Mike?
the report stands as of last meeting. We meet next week on Wednesday.
Okay, thank you. That's what, the 4th?
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. PTC's liaisons. Cedar Hill, Karen?
Hi, yep, I attended their virtual October 7th meeting, and it was certainly nice to be back in the elementary schools and network with those parents. Cedar Hill had their Spooktacular on October 21st. It was a drive-through event. The Home and School also sponsored off-grounds pictures for individual students. They're having their Scholastic Book Fair virtually November 11th and 12th. And they also encouraged us to sign up for a fundraising program that Amazon runs called Amazon Smile. It's smile.amazon.com. You sign up for it, and then any purchases made through this program on Amazon, the Home and School gets a percentage of. That's it.
Thank you, Karen. I could not make Hilldale. I had a conflict. Valley View? Joe? Joe Daughtry?
Yeah, they had their meeting on October 14th. Most of the discussion was regarding how they were going to do fundraising for this year due to the COVID and everything. So they're coming up with some ideas. And then that was pretty much about it.
Thank you, Joe. Mason, Christina?
Hi, Charlie. Their next meeting will be in November. They do not have a meeting in October, so I will hopefully have a report in November for you.
Thank you. Woodmont, Mr. Palmer?
Yes, they did not have a meeting in October. They do have a meeting on Wednesday, November 4th.
It's a popular day, the 4th. Lazar, either Modrak or Rappaport?
Yep, they had their meeting. They report that things are going very well for them as far as getting used to the new structure that they have to deal with. They're not really having any problems with the students wearing masks. Everyone seems to be on board and going well. The teachers are doing pretty well with this hybrid teaching model that they have, although some teachers, have a little bit more difficulty than others, but generally it's going well. And they also expressed their concern that they do, appreciation for the central office. They very much appreciate all the help that they're getting from the central office. Also, there was someone donated those iPod earpod things so that the teachers can hook them up via Bluetooth to the computers. So they don't have to be necessarily in front of the computer to be able to speak. They can walk around a little bit more. But that was a very nice, generous donation that was made to Lazar. Yeah,
And maybe we can get that on the agenda and thank that person eventually.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. It was an anonymous donation. So good luck.
And I guess we can thank them.
Well, we say thank you.
Yes.
But to whoever you are, thank you very much. Anything else at the middle school?
Nope.
High school?
I guess two things. The PTC will be having their first virtual meeting on Thursday, November 19th. And also the PTC kicked off as part of their apparel sales, Spirit Wear. They're doing a 50-year commemorative design, which is really great. And it's on the high school PTC website. So if you go there and click on the link to purchase Spirit Wear, you'll be able to see now available with all the other things that are being sold, including the face coverings and the regular apparel. You can get everything with the 50-year commemorative logo, which is great. So.
Thank you, Michelle. Anything else of liaisons or committee reports? Okay, before we open it up to the public, I just want to announce that we do have an addendum. And Renee, it's the appointment of the winter coaches. She told me we have it in front of us. So we'll be voting on those coaches this evening also for the winter season. Public participation opportunity to ask any questions you have on the agenda or the addendum. This would be the opportunity. Do we have anybody in the public that would like to ask questions on the agenda? You will be given an opportunity at the end of the meeting for non-agenda questions.
I just want to remind people that if you're watching us on YouTube, that there are directions at the bottom to come on over to the Zoom webinar, which is where you need to be if you want to speak during the meeting. And if you wish to speak, if you would kindly raise your hand. There's a little button to enable you to do that at the bottom of the screen. I do not see any hands raised.
So there's no comments on the agenda items? I don't see anything up there. Do you,
No,
Austin?
there's none.
Okay. I would entertain a motion to move the consent agenda, including the addendum, please.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
You have it, Katrina?
Sure.
Okay. Section I, the minutes, comments. Section J. Okay. L, personnel.
Yes. Real quick, Renee, could you comment just briefly on what is going on for the winter sports? What the word is right now on that?
We had gotten preliminary information when the governor indicated that recreational sports would be allowed to take place in the winter season. Pretty much the exact same time, NJSIAA released some very preliminary information about their intent to move forward with the winter sports season. We do not have the detailed information yet. However, those sports typically kick off towards the end of November, and with our next meeting being November 17th, we wanted to make sure that we did appoint those coaches so that they can, get plans underway for a winter sports season. We are currently awaiting the more specific direction from the NJSIAA. It does appear that there will be no fans in person at any of the contests. And as I said, when we get some more additional detailed information, we'll certainly share that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, David?
Yep, thank you.
I also on L2, under resignation, we have Richard Medwin. He's leaving. He's been the assistant maintenance supervisor, I guess, and he'll be leaving us after several years to take on a leadership role in another district in Morris County. And I'd like to personally, on behalf of the board, offer him our congratulations and our thank you for the work he's done here in Montville.
Absolutely.
Any other questions on L? M? N? And the addendum. Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. O'Brien?
Aye.
Mr. Palma?
Yes.
Dr. Portolino?
Karen?
She's muted. Karen, you're muted.
Sorry. Yes.
Mr. Daughtry?
Yes, abstain on section K, check number 96316.
Mrs. Spano?
Yes.
Dr. Modrak?
Yes.
Mr. Rappaport?
Yes.
Mrs. Zuckerman?
Yes.
Mr. Grau?
Yes. There's no need for us to go into closed session. Section Q, any old business of the Board of Education at this point? Just like to remind everybody that the next meeting is November 17th. Section R, general board comments and new business.
Yeah, can I just ask a question? Are any of our athletic events being live streamed?
Occasionally they are, whether it's through our YouTube channel or some of them are broadcast through the NFS, Sports League does broadcast some of them, but it's not on any kind of a regular basis or a regular schedule.
Is there any way to promote that at all? I'm just wondering.
It takes someone to want to step up to do that. And there are some.
I think our athletic director has a full plate right now.
I think there are some limitations in terms of, how that can be arranged.
All right.
Okay, it's just a thought. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I know I hate you cold with this. It's just a thought.
No, I tell you, if you are the least bit curious about what's going on with a sports contest, if you're not following Montville Township Athletics, Montville High School Athletics, that's the greatest source, for frequent updates, about our sports teams that Mr. Guarino does a wonderful job. The teams also post, during the contest, they post results. So if you're, while we're not live streaming everything, that's always a great place to check for the current status of our team.
Yeah, I use Twitter, and everything is on there. Like today, I found out which teams are playing, got the ball scores for the football game last Friday by quarter almost. So Wayne does a great job there. All right, if there's nothing else from the board members, I will open it up to the public for public participation on anything that you would like. As Renee mentioned, please tell us your name and address and someone will call on you. I can't see the screen, so I'll rely on Renee to do that for me.
Judy Godhelp?
Hi, Judy.
Hi.
Judy?
Hi there.
Hi
I
there.
hope you're all well. First of all, I want to thank you, Renee. I know that last time I spoke out about the insurance, and I just want to say that I, for one, and I'm assuming most of my colleagues so appreciate you not changing the healthcare plan at this point. So I know that there was a lot of work that has gone on that went into that, and it was very much appreciated.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Judy. And I think between Renee and Katine and our consultants, they come up with a good recommendation. Thank you. Next.
Good. Again, it's always nice to recognize the good things. So I recognize you for that, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Question about the cleaning, the deep cleaning. Is there deep cleaning being done at Lazar every Wednesday? And along with that question, at the reentry meeting, because I was on the reentry committee for Lazar, it was discussed that there were going to be 3 daytime custodians, and one of the custodians was going to wipe down the door handles and really be disinfecting everything. And I know that we don't have a full staff right now during the day or in the evening. So I'm wondering if there's going to be any, if there are any plans in the future to get a full staff or not.
I'll let Mrs. Blunt respond to that. I do believe
Okay.
we do have a full staff at Lazar.
We have a full staff now, Judy.
We do? I thought that there were supposed to be 3 daytime custodians, and one of them was supposed to
That is a custodian. Deep cleaning, let's find the time. Deep cleaning is done on Wednesdays when no one else is in the building in order to clean all the spaces beyond just what is done every evening when everyone leaves the building.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the assignment of an additional custodian to the building to do wipe downs of touch points and surfaces, that person is currently in Lazard going through cycling. So they start at one point in the building and they just keep wiping down, and when they return to that spot, they then continue to wipe down. They just go in circles cleaning. That's including bathrooms as well as doorknobs and desks if there's an opportunity to get into a classroom. And that person is currently at Lazar doing that.
Okay. No, maybe I'm mistaken. I thought we only had 2 custodians. I thought there were supposed to be 3, but okay. As far as, and I just have 2 quick things. The disinfectant that we're using, I know you're going to think this is crazy. It is the worst smelling disinfectant you could possibly imagine. Honestly, smells like alcohol. And I'm just wondering, the kids are complaining about it. The teachers are complaining about it. I've read some articles about the disinfectants that have that smell. So I'm just wondering if there's anything that we could possibly do about it or look into. Just the thought.
The principal made over.
The disinfectant that we're using is a plant-based biodegradable disinfectant. That smell that you're smelling is more than likely some version of thyme, because that is the key component in that disinfectant, and it enables us to spray it and not to be concerned about its impact on anyone around while it's being sprayed. Our primary goal in the—
Katina, I'm talking, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm talking about the disinfectant in the, in the little containers that are around the hall and in the classrooms, not the disinfectant that's being sprayed. The ones that we're using on our hands. Yes, the hand sanitizer. Yes, I'm sorry.
That's not disinfectant.
Sorry, the hands. Okay, my mistake. The hand sanitizer.
The hand sanitizer is probably going to smell like alcohol because its primary ingredient is alcohol. In order for it to be effective, it has to be over 60% alcohol.
Right.
So it's not surprising that is what it smells like, because that's the largest ingredient within it.
Okay.
In order for it to be successful in killing the virus, if it happens to be on someone's hands, it would require that 60% or greater alcohol content level. And I'm sure we can look into better smelling, but that was.
I know it sounds crazy. Yeah, I'm sorry. And I know it sounds crazy, but the kids are complaining about it and they're saying, oh my gosh, I can't even use that. They have to bring their own disinfectant, whatever. If you could look into it, I'd appreciate it. And the last thing is.
Why don't you have the principal contact Mrs. Slunt? Okay, Judy?
Okay, sure. And the last thing.
Go through your principal.
Go through the principal. Okay.
Yeah.
And the last thing is that I know that there are teachers who have been replaced by substitutes and are now out on leave. If there is any way, you know, a lot of these teachers, those that I've spoken to, and I've spoken to a few, I don't know really how many there are out there, but they are kind of feeling forgotten and kind of thrown to the wolves. So if there's any way that the district can reach out to them in these unprecedented times, do something, I don't know, a phone call, something, I think it would behoove the district.
Well, you have. Thank you. Okay, Judy. It's they've been in touch with HR. I know when this thing began, and if they still have questions, they should contact HR again.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
it's questions. I just think it's just an overall.
Well, you have
feeling,
the principal in the building. Maybe you can reach out to them.
He already has.
Okay. Anything else, Judy? You've taken
Nope,
up
that's
25
it.
minutes now.
That's it for me. I didn't take 25. I only took about 5.
Anyone next?
I do not see any other hands.
Okay, since there are no other questions, I would entertain a motion to adjourn at this point and remind everybody the next meeting is on November 17th, correct?
Yes.
So
Okay,
moved.
entertain a.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the election.
Good night, everyone.